Good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. I am here on a beautiful, beautiful river, and I am finally in a kayak. So, I haven't done a kayak video in, God, I don't know how long, but it's been definitely long overdue. I am what is considered bass heaven. This place is, just beautiful, beautiful, and it is loaded with bass, and the water's crystal clear. So, this place right here, I'm going to be throwing the Cinco around. They seem to like the Cinco the best, but the crawl also does a lot of damage here. So I'm going to be throwing both. Cinco, I'm going to be throwing the crawl, and if I run out of bait, that's really the only problem I ever have when I come out here is running out. So hopefully, I got enough. I'm only giving myself about maybe 2 or 3 hours out here because the sun's going to get out here. It's going to get bright. It's going to get hot. And when it does, I don't want to be cooking on a kayak. But yeah, let me get after it. Like I said, it's early in the morning. It's probably about 8:30, 8 a.m. It's not too early. I was going to get out here earlier, but it just, but no, I was just being lazy, dragging my feet. So stick with me. Let's get after it. Now, in some spots, this area, the weeds get really, really thick, but man, you can see just look how beautiful that is right there. The weeds get really thick, and the depth, probably for the most part, I wouldn't say it gets more than 20 feet. On average, it's about 15 feet. The further down you go, behind me, it'll actually, man, there is a lot of minnows and a lot of bluegill swimming around, which is good. That means there's a lot of bait. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to go weedless. I'm gonna have to tuck that barb, make sure that we can get a really, really good presentation where I need it to be. But yeah, no, let's get tied on real quick and let's start fishing. Ooh, first fish of the day. Oh, he spit me out. Little jerk. That was a good bite too. Yeah, so a quick tip, that's really helped me out a lot is the wind's pushing my back. And so you want to start as far down as you can and let the wind push you down, so you don't do all the work. You're not fighting against it the whole time. You start basically where the wind is coming from, and then that way, you're working, you're not working as hard. It'll push you all the way down. Ooh, there we go. Man, while I was talking, well, that's not a bad one. Yep, nice bass are awake. There you go. It's a beautiful bass right there. Okay, I need one like 3 times that size. Look how clear the water is. Look at that. Thank you, bud. Yeah, they go in and out of these weeds, and they love the weeds because they love they love trying to ambush. So, because it's not as light outside, I'm going to use a little darker representation. I'm going to go with a little bit darker Cinco. This red flake seems to work pretty well out here. But yeah, just regular Texas rig, and then I'll tuck the barb since there's so many weeds around. I suppose I could probably use another worm instead of Yamamoto Cinco because Cincos are so expensive, but it's alright. Caught another little pipsqueak, and these bastards are hungry today. There you go. Thank you, bud. Appreciate it. Caught another one. Man, they've all been about the same size. You destroyed that Cinco though. There you go. Alright, time to go. Thank you, bud. Got another one. He came straight up. Alright, stop it, because when you do that, you mess up my Cinco. There you go, another dink. Got another one. And they've all been about the same size. Alright, bud. Wind. Another one. This is a little bit bigger, but still not the size we're after. Man, I don't need a bath, buddy. Threw it right underneath the tree and yeah. Thank you, man. Oh, there's a big something right here. I think it's a cat. No, it's a catfish. That's not a bass. There we go. Right out of these weeds. I'm gonna make a splash. I threw in my Cinco. That's a beautiful bass right there. Think of it. Another little bass. Alright, buddy. Ow. Tiny little bass. Thank you, bud. There you go. I swear it's the same fish. That makes it really good. Just line them up. They love that Cinco. Look at that. Thank you, bud. Another one. Alright, buddy. Man, it's just been Dink City today. Beautiful day to be out, though. Alright, buddy. Beautiful day to be out. Beautiful day to be out, though. Alright, buddy. Thank you. There you go. That's a healthy little bass right there. Thank you, bud. There's another one. Man, I didn't know he had it. Sorry about that, bud. It's a little bloody. I didn't even see he had it. Uh-oh. I think I got one. Just a little guy. There's like 4 others, same size, swimming with it. This is the problem. This is why I can't catch anything of size. Look at that crystal clear water. Thank you, bud. Caught another one right here on this edge of this rock. Alright, buddy. Okay. Man, you did not want to get caught. I know. Thank you, bud. Check it out. Look at this little, right here, the rock, and then it drops down to like a little canyon underneath the water. And there's a bunch of bass down there, but unfortunately they're all the same size. They're all hiding beneath that rock. I think I got one. Thought he was bigger, but he's got some grass with him. It's the same size. I don't know what that is, but it's definitely just not the size I'm after. And I know it's probably my bait. see. It's just one after the other. They're all the same size. Where my Cinco. At this point, I feel like I'm just wasting bait. Buddy, where are the big fish at, man? Where are the big fish? Thank you, bud. Beautiful water. There you go. I got one, but I don't know if he's a good one. I can't see him. Oh yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. Don't go in the boat. Don't go in the boat. Finally, get a good bass. Yeah, that's a nice one. That is a nice one. That is a monster. That is a monster. Oh my gosh! And I don't have my. I do have my scale. Oh my gosh! That is a huge bass. Oh my gosh! This. Look at the mouth on this. Look at the mouth on her. Oh my gosh! We were talking about just a little while ago. It's been Dink City, and I didn't even know I had her. Hook. I can't. My pliers are too small. Look how small my pliers are. My pliers are too small. All right, let's take a look at this. I do have my scale with me, I think. Look at this. Look at this beast. Look at this beast. Look at that. Look at that bass. That is huge. That is a huge bass. All right, let me make sure that she's not going anywhere. Let me dig for my scale on the Cinco too. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, she hit me hard. Okay, let's put... Okay, you can see it, it's zeroed out. It's zeroed out. Oh, she's not that big. She's 656. Look at that. 640. I'm shaking, I can't hold this. 638 is what she's holding at. Look at that. Oh my gosh, man, this is... But look at how big she is. Look at this. Look, I'll show you. A pack of Cincos, and look at that head. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that eye. Look at that. Look how big she is. I mean, talk about bucket knife. Look at my hand. She is a massive fish. She is a massive fish. All right, let me see if I can get some pictures of her. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Man, it was an awesome day on the water. You know, I was just catching a bunch of dinks. I mean, I lost count. I was running out of bait, and I thought I was snagged. I started reeling in. I saw a bunch of little ones swimming around, and I thought for sure one of them had it in their mouth. And then I saw a big fat tail, and man, it was that massive bass. I don't know how it looked on the camera. I've been having issues with my GoPro all day. I really hope that the GoPro was able to pick it up. But look, you can see behind me. Let me show you. I mean, that right there is what I call bass heaven. I come out here probably about a couple times a year. I don't always get it on film, but you know, sometimes I come out here just to relax. But no, this is where it's at, and I'm probably maybe about a little bit less than an hour away from San Antonio in the Hillcountry, and this is what I've been talking about. I've been talking about it for I don't know how many months already. I'm gonna get out to the Hillcountry. I'm gonna be making a video in the Hillcountry. I'm gonna be making a video in the Hillcountry, and that's exactly what I did today. It was awesome. I mean, that big bass, she went like maybe 6.5 pounds, and I was having trouble with my scale, as you could see. I don't know that I caught the release on film, because I looked at my GoPro and it had a photo on it, and I was like, oh man, but don't tell me I didn't get any of it on film. So I don't know. I have to tweak it, edit it, look at it, see what how it's gonna come out. But I did get some pictures on my phone, so which was had to actually get some kind of evidence, right, that I caught that ginormous bass. There's big bass in here. That's probably not the biggest one that I've caught. The biggest one I caught out of here was probably about 7.5, maybe even 8. I didn't have a scale at the time, but she was bigger than that, believe it or not. That was a huge bass. And they just swim around. They're real tall weeds. Some of these some of these weeds go, you know, 7-8 feet, and what they do is they hide in the weeds and they wait for something that they want to bite, and they wait for it to swim by and they hit it. She was super low. She was probably, when I did feel the bite, she was probably about running around 8 feet. So, you know, I paddled all the way to the shallows thinking they were in the shallows, but they ended up being in the deep over here. But yeah, all in all, today was a awesome day. Caught her on the Senko. Didn't even use the crawl at all today. It was all about the Senkos. Pretty expensive trip. I probably went through like 3 or 4 bags of Senkos, but you know, it definitely was worth it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Like I said, I cannot wait till I come back. Every time I leave here, I always want to, you know, stay here a little bit longer. But I want to thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I do have more trips planned, believe it or not. I might be actually coming back here, but about a month or so. I do have, I want to travel downriver, and there's giants downriver too. So if you're having trouble finding bass, if you're having trouble finding, you know, some decent sized bass, just expand your search area, you know, around Bear Canyon, around San Antonio. You'd be surprised what you find. I mean, you can find some pretty nice little honey holes, and you know, like I said, that produce. Some of these places are untouched. Some of these places, like today, I mean, definitely not pressured. Some of those bass are probably the first time they've ever been caught. That large one, I'm pretty sure it's been caught before, but this place is pretty hard to get to. So, but definitely worth the trip, and definitely worth the drive. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all that you do for the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.